Alright, welcome back everyone. This is day number 2 of this little coating experiment. So these coatings have been sitting in these bottle caps for 24 hours. And I actually looked at these 30 minutes after I poured them in the container. That's the time it took me to get ready and for working and whatnot. And I will say that Deluxe here was the fastest one to start doing something in terms of turning into a gel-like consistency. Trim was also doing the same thing from Geon. It was a little slower than Deluxe. And then as far as paint coatings, EXO, V3, and Moe's started to develop a film on the top. So let's see where they're at 24 hours after. We'll go from top left to right. Let me move these guys down. Okay, so here we've got EXO, and you can see that it has a thin layer of film on the top, and it started to crack here, and so it's going to form. It's got air bubbles underneath, so I'm popping them so that we can get an even layer and let some of those solvents escape. So I'm breaking up the top layer with something sharp and kind of expose it a little bit, so it can start doing something there. Because I want it to have a somewhat of a smooth surface rather than have air coming up, or else it's going to form little crystals on there. And then we got crystal serum light, which is turned cloudy, and it's starting to have a film here on the edges and also here, so we're starting to see something there as well. So then we're going to go over to Sea Quartz UK 3.0, and it looks like this one, if you look at it, there's really no more, it's no more liquid format, and we're going to poke it here. It's a gel-like consistency. You can see when I poke it, it's leaving indentations in there. So this one is starting to harden as well after 24 hours. It's like it's getting there. It's a little tacky right now. So we're doing that, and then we got Sea Quartz Classic, or TiO2, whatever you want to call it. This one looks like it's also hardened. So let me take a stab at it here. So it's got you can see it's got a flexible layer on there. Try not to poke it because I don't want to mess it up here. So it's starting to do something as well. I'm just banging it across. So this one's starting to harden as well after 24 hours. So that's the Sea Quartz Classic. Then we're going to go to Sea Quartz UK. This is the previous formula. Again, no more liquid form in there. And let me poke this as well. So just like the Sea Quartz UK 3.0, this is a gel-like consistency, like a hard gel. So it's a little tacky feeling, so it's getting there in terms of hardening up. 3.0 feels harder than the previous formula. So pretty cool. Oh, I got allergies, sorry about that. And then we've got Geon Moe's, and this one started to form a film on it as well, and you can see it's got air bubbles in there too. So it's got a nice film in there. I'm going to pop these little air bubbles so we can get an even consistency on most of it, but it's got a real thin film. Let me wipe this little thing I'm stabbing it with. So it's got a thin film, still liquid underneath, similar to what EXO is doing, and crystal serum light, but more like EXO. We move over, and this is Geon Can Coat. A lot of people are like, oh, what's Can Coat's purpose? This actually has silica in there. I think their website says 10%, I can't remember, but the reps are saying it's got like close to about 30% or so silica in there. So let me jab this one. A lot of it's gone in there as well, so if I pour it out, nothing's going to come out. And let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's got a slight rubber feeling to it. Yeah, this one feels like a soft rubber, so it's starting to do something in there as well. We'll see if it's still wet underneath, so we'll see how it goes. You can see Check it out. So this one's starting to do something as well, which is pretty interesting and actually probably true to the way the product behaves, because it does flash really fast from the surface. So this one's getting there as well. I think a couple more days that would be good to go. And then we're going to come down to the Geon rim. So let me move this down a little bit so you guys can actually see better. So Geon rim looks like it's starting to harden up a little bit. Let me poke this here. Yeah, this one's hardened up already. This is probably the hardest one at the moment. So this one's got a nice air bubble in here. But yeah, just poking at it, it's crystallized pretty solid as of right now. So that one's pretty much done. Then we're gonna go to Geon trim, and you can see what that looks like in there. This was the second one that started curing pretty fast. So if I poke at it, yeah, this one's pretty much done. It's got a glass-like feel to it. We can see it looks a bit, it's actually clear, but on up here it had air bubbles. So it looks like it's got, it doesn't look as clear because of the air in there, but for the most part it's clear. So this one's done, and then we're gonna move over to Deluxe. And same kind of thing. This one was the fastest one to start doing something. And here's Deluxe. So if I poke at it, this one's actually good to go as well. If I poke at it, it's actually moving around in there, so it may still be wet underneath. So I can't really tell it's moving around a lot, but it's interesting as well, as you can see how much. Well, I didn't have a lot in there to begin with, but most of the product stayed in there, which is good. Same thing for the Geon trim and Geon rim. So a lot of the products still remain after the solvents went off. If we go back and look at the C-quartz coatings, you know, I didn't have a lot in there either, but you can tell that a lot of the solvents burned off, and that's what's left. So that's what's going on with these coatings. I just want to keep you guys updated. This is day number 2. It looks after 24 hours, these are starting to behave as I expected for some of the coatings. Some of these, like Geon Mo's and Crystal Serum Light, I'm curious to see, because their chemical makeup is a little different than some of these. You know, EXO, I believe, has got silica in there. These 3 C-quartz coatings got silica in there. Canco's got silica in there. Deluxe trim and rim have silica in there. So Crystal Serum Light, I don't know what the chemical makeup is of it, and Mo's, I have to look up and verify what it is. But again, that's what's going on with these coatings. So stay tuned for update number 3. Day 3 is tomorrow, so I'll put that video up after I get that one up. This one's going up today. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys find this interesting as well.